Hey everyone, I'm Frederick Lim. Welcome back to our AI for Teaching series. Our topic today is the third one in the series of 3 AI assessment tools transforming students' progress tracking. If you're new here, I help teachers, especially ESL and ELL educators, explore how AI can make lessons more engaging and interactive. Also, to save you time as a teacher planning. In the past, teachers spent a lot of time doing paperwork to check how students were doing. This took a long time. Now, in the evolution of assessment, teachers have new problems, bigger class sizes, and different kinds of students, so it's harder to track progress quickly. And you know that. AI tools are changing education by helping teachers check students' work faster and easier. And these smart tools save time, give quick feedback, and help teachers understand how each student is learning better. Let's understand AI in assessment. AI-powered assessment means using computer programs that link and that can think and learn to keep students' work in check. These tools can do things like create questions, grade answers, and watch for cheating, making tests faster and more fair. One important feature is real-time feedback. Students get their results and tips for improvement right away, not days later. I'll show you how to do that. And AI uses data to help teachers make better choices, finding out which students need more help or which topics are hard for the class. It's important to remember that AI tools must keep students informed and their information safe and private, and schools need to be careful about how data is used. Why is assessment needing a refresh? Well, traditional assessments can be time-consuming and don't always help communicate to students, parents, and their students' growth clearly, especially if you want to tell the students or your admin. But with AI, you can create, deliver, and track assessments automatically, even during your lessons. Let's take a moment to think about what you want to learn today. This is a little bit different from the other 2 webinars in terms of format, because I'd like you to stop and think about each tool and each suggestion. This can take a few days, or you can just sit down and do it all at once. I don't really recommend that because you get mental fatigue, and it's just better to spend maybe 5 or 10 minutes during the course of the week and try to consider what you learned from each sub-module. Think about which tool, well, at this point, you can think about which tool could help you with the biggest classroom challenge, and how could you use one of these tools in a lesson in the coming week. You might keep in mind which students in your class could benefit most from this approach. Write down 1, maybe 2 ideas before continuing the presentation, and remember, start small with just 1 tool or feature. This is tool number 1, ClassPoint AI. ClassPoint AI is a tool that works inside Microsoft PowerPoint. If you have an Apple laptop, then you'll have to get the extension or the tool that converts to Microsoft. So anyway, this tool helps teachers make quiz questions automatically from your slides. It's very easy for teachers who already use PowerPoint. You do not need to learn a new program or leave PowerPoint to make quizzes. You can create live quizzes during your lesson, and students can learn or can answer right away, and you can see their answers instantly. The system checks answers and gives grades very quickly, so you do not have to grade them by hand. Instead of me telling you all these things, we can watch a short video, and this teacher can tell you about it.
Welcome to ClassPoint. I'm Sarah, and today I'm thrilled to give you a warm welcome to the world of all-in-one teaching for PowerPoint. In this video, I will introduce you to everything you can achieve in PowerPoint when you're using ClassPoint. ClassPoint can enhance your presentations in 3 main ways, with added presentation tools, interactive quiz questions, and a gamified reward system. You now have easy access to everyday teaching tools from the ClassPoint toolbar in presentation mode. You can use writing tools to add notes right on your slides, and when you run out of space, elaborate on concepts with an added whiteboard slide. More tools include the ability to drag objects around your slide to engage your audience, and use tools like a timer and a random name picker to help manage in-person activities. And lastly, you can even use an embedded browser to search the web. All of this without ever leaving PowerPoint. Continue to further engage your audience by turning your slides into interactive quiz questions. Easily add an interactive button to any slide, then during your presentation, get live responses from every participant. Use these questions for fun understanding checks, gathering feedback, practicing learning in engaging ways, and even conducting formative assessments with the auto-grading quiz mode. With 8 different types of questions, ClassPoint activities can be used in endless ways to engage your participants. But it doesn't stop there. Add gamified rewards to your presentations. Use ClassPoint's gamification features to motivate participants and encourage participation. At any time, you can award stars, remove stars, and show the leaderboard to your participants. Use stars to track your participants' progress. As they earn stars, they can unlock levels and badges and view their saved progress in the leaderboard throughout every session. Freely award stars for questions, participation, or in-person activities to spur on motivation and competition through gamification. With all these audience engagement tools, I wish you endless success in transforming your presentations and supercharging your teaching.
Cool. So now let's pause and reflect. The pro tip here is let's take a moment to think about what you learned about a ClassPoint. How could this help you with your biggest classroom challenge? I know it would help me a lot to solidify or consolidate every other tool that I'm using outside of the PowerPoint and have it all integrated into one. I would probably want to use this coming week and see how I can adapt my PowerPoint to my lesson. And I have a few students in mind, those who don't understand me when I speak English too fast. So those are the type of things I would write down. What about you? You can please stop and pause and jot down. You can continue on or continue tomorrow. Let's look at tool number 2, Conker AI. Conker AI helps teachers turn content into quizzes very quickly. You can use text, topics, or even videos to make quiz questions in just a few clicks. The tool supports different input types. You can enter a topic, paste text, or use a video. After students take a quiz, Conker tracks their answers. For best results, it's suggested to check the quiz before sharing it with students in case you have to adapt the questions even more. You can also export quizzes to Google Forms or share in other platforms like Canvas. Using Conker saves time, helps you create different types of questions, and keeps students interested in learning. Let's take a look at a short video.
Updates. This is Conker AI, Conker.ai, and you can use this to make assessments for your students. So today I'm going to make an assessment for Chapter 2 of Mice and Men, but there's some other suggestions down here if you want to play around with it. I can make multiple choice, mixed, read and respond, or fill in the blank. I can have up to 10 questions in the free version, and I want to make it for high school, and I want it to be in English, but I have other choices there as well. I don't have any source material to include today. I'm just going to say generate. And it'll generate my 10 questions about Of Mice and Men Chapter 2. When it's done, I can share it to a Google form, and it will create the form for me. And here it is. And I can put this form on Google Classroom or use it as a quiz or whatever. And that's it. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get notified when there are updates.
All right, you can do that if you want to. Let's stop and think about what we learned from the Conker AI demo. What tool, well, this tool can help me in my biggest challenge, which is to create a Google form after some text or the presentation. I'll probably use it this week to see if students respond to it and if it could make my life easier. And I'm thinking, again, students who like to watch video at home, the instructional videos I assigned, they can watch at home, and they can also answer the questions right after it. They can watch the videos over and over again instead of us trying to watch and learn from one time or two time playing in the classroom. So I would definitely use this. So please stop and continue your journaling. You can resume or come back tomorrow. Tool number 3 is MagicSchool AI assessment tools. MagicSchool has so many ways that you can use AI, but let's focus on the assessment tools that they have. These tools can make your work easier and save time. There's so many here. There's formative assessment creation. Magic Tool helps you create quick checks to see if your students understand. You can make exit tickets, short quizzes, and practice quizzes. The AI suggestions are based on what you're teaching. The summative assessment option is great for end of unit tests. MagicSchool offers many choices. You can create tests with different question types, multiple choice, short answers, essay questions. The AI helps grade objective questions automatically. Of course, if you have subjective questions, you'll have to do them yourself. AI generated progress reports is a great feature. The system creates simple reports showing how each student is doing, and these reports show strengths and areas that need more work. You can see patterns in student learning without analyzing all the data yourself. The student communication feature is great. Share student progress with parents easily. You can send regular updates or special reports. The system helps write clear messages about student work in simple language that parents understand. And you can customize the capabilities, change any assessment to fit your students' needs. You can adjust difficulty levels, add visual supports, or translate content. The system remembers your preferences for future assessments. Let's watch a video.
In this section of our course, I'd like to show you how to use our MagicSchool tools by using one of our most popular tools, the rubric generator, to illustrate how you can get a high quality output that's customized for your needs with a relatively small amount of effort. I've marked the rubric generator as a favorite, so it's listed at the top of the page. When you click on the rubric generator, you'll see that there are just a few fields you need to enter before you click generate. All of our Magic School tools have a similar structure that will allow you to quickly and easily input the information into our tools that you need to generate a high quality output. Another feature that's included in all of our tools is an exemplar button that you see at the top of your page. If you'd like to see an exemplar set of inputs for a specific Magic School tool, simply click the exemplar button within the tool that you're exploring, and a high quality combination of inputs are displayed, as well as the output that's generated from those inputs. The exemplar for the rubric generator describes a rubric for a persuasive essay where students were asked to convince the administration to change a school policy of their choice. The information added to each field is short but specific and generates a rubric that's high quality, and it's a great starting point for the final rubric that you're going to use with your students. After you take a quick look through the exemplar and get a better feel for how the tool works, you can start creating your own generations. Just click the Clear Inputs button at the top and start building your own rubric. Let's build a new rubric together so that you can see the process from start to finish. For the rubric generator, all you need to do is to select a grade level that you teach, describe your standard or objective, give the assignment a title, write a short description of the assignment, and add your point scale. If you have other specific information that you'd like to use to further customize your rubric, you can enter that information in the optional field at the bottom. For this example, I'm going to build a rubric that I can use to evaluate a scientific conclusion that my students write for a lab report. For my grade level, I taught 8th grade. My standard will be that my students will write a scientific conclusion about their lab reports. My assignment title is Science Conclusion Rubric, and my assignment description is to write a specific scientific conclusion for a lab report that describes the results of an experiment that you've conducted in class. I want 5 points for my rubric, and I want to make sure to include the analysis of the data that's collected and a description of if that data supports the student's hypothesis as well. So once I click Generate, you get an output that's a great starting point for a rubric that you can eventually use with your students. To move this rubric to a document, all you have to do is click the Copy button and paste it into the document of your choice. And you can find that Copy button up here at the top right-hand side of your generation. Before we move on, I'd like to show you one other way you can use Raina, our chatbot, within the rubric generator to help you further customize your lessons to meet your students' needs. Let's say that there are several students in your class that you know are reading below grade level. Those students are going to need extra support if they're going to do well on this assignment, but you aren't sure how best to support them. A Raina chatbot at the bottom of the page can help you come up with some differentiation ideas for this assignment. Simply use the prompts that are stored in the chatbot and describe that you want Raina to give you some ideas for differentiation for students that are reading below grade level. Once you hit Generate, you're going to see a list of possible supports that you can use to help support your students who are reading below grade level on this assignment. This is just one of the many ways that you can use Raina to customize any output that you get from any of the tools in Magic School.
Great. That was a very good explanation. You know, Magic School doesn't focus on L's, but they treat them as learning a subject matter, but with the lower English level, so you can adjust that way. Let me just go back You can see that you can create multiple choice quiz assessments here by toggling down the grade level, the number of questions, and also putting in the information that you need for your students to be tested on. So you can stop here. You can pause. You can re-watch the video parts. You can even go to Magic School online and explore the tools that they have there. Could this tool help you in your biggest classroom challenge? How could you use it in a lesson next week? And which students might benefit? Write down a couple ideas and move on to the next tool, or you can wait until tomorrow. Tool number 4 is the TeachFX Analytics. TeachFX Analytics helps you use AI to understand classroom conversations. It's about conversations. It has technology for voice recognition to recognize different voices in your classroom. It can tell who's speaking, you or the students, and this works even when several people talk during a lesson. So it's pretty cool. Participation tracking metrics means the system measures who participates in class discussions. It shows you which students speak often and which students are quiet. You can see if the same students always answer or if everyone gets a chance to speak. The engagement analysis in TeachFX helps you understand how engaged your students are. It measures how long discussions last and how many students join in. You can see if students are just giving short answers or having deeper conversations. Student speaking patterns can also be monitored. The system shows you patterns in how your students talk. You can see if boys speak more than girls or if certain groups of students participate less. This helps you make sure everyone has equal chances to speak. The data interpretation guide is very helpful, so you don't have to worry about understanding all the numbers. TeachFX includes a simple guide that explains what the data means. It gives you practical tips to improve classroom discussions based on what the system finds. This is the intro video.
Welcome to TeachFX, the app that helps teachers improve their practice without relying on coaching or classroom observations alone. Everyone talks about student engagement, but what does an engaged classroom sound like? It sounds like students actively sharing their ideas, interacting with one another, and learning out loud.
Student talk, I think, is the critical element in the classroom. If our students aren't talking, they're not learning. They always say that the person who does the most talking in a classroom is the person learning the most.
Decades of research show the more students engage in dialogue, the more they learn. But TeachFX analyzed 20,000 hours of instruction and found that on average, a student speaks just 27 seconds per hour. Teachers know students are brilliant and want to hear their thinking. Instructional feedback helps teachers reflect on what's happening in their class. Principals want to provide teachers with feedback, but it can seem impossible to do. Giving feedback is hard. It's hard to find the time, it's hard to do well, it's hard to know if it's helping. What if teachers could see and listen to themselves teaching? That's why TeachFX was created.
Sometimes, you're waiting for your administrators to come and talk to you about how you're doing, but this way I take ownership of the data.
With TeachFX, teachers can gather objective insights into their own teaching. It's simple. Press a button, record your lesson, and the app does the rest. The app shows teachers how much student talk is happening and shows them data about instructional practices that can increase student engagement, like focusing questions, wait time, and the use of academic vocabulary. And it works. Randomized control trials have shown that with TeachFX, teachers make meaningful changes in their practice. The more teachers record using TeachFX, the more they see student talk increase. Plus, TeachFX provides partners with insights into how student talk is increasing school-wide, so you can see and celebrate your progress together. Get a tour to see how TeachFX helps teachers improve instruction and get kids learning.
All right, so this is another video. It features a teacher talking about the use of the data.
For those who have never seen TeachFX, this is essentially what a teacher gets, either on their phone or laptop, after they choose to record one of their classes. They record, let's say tomorrow, and then shortly after they finish the recording, they get this report. And they're able to get this kind of data that shows them, hey, here are the talk ratios of how much a teacher spoke versus students spoke. We get a visualization of these word clouds that actually represent the academic vocabulary, not just what words were used, but actually the distinction between the teacher versus the student vocabulary used. And you can imagine the actionable, next steps that teachers could go forward with after that. And we also present this timeline that Derek had talked about that actually reveals specific instances of things like wait time or the types of questions being asked.
So you can use that if you want. I think it's great. It's been around for a couple years. Here's one more video regarding TeachFX.
Hi, my name is Kelsey Riley, and I work at an education service cooperative in East Arkansas, supporting teachers in 10 different school districts. So I found TeachFX when I was looking for a tool to support teachers in their reflection, and also a tool for myself to use in providing objective feedback to teachers based on their classroom practices. Not only is TeachFX easy to use, you literally record and analyze your lessons just at the click of a button. It's also an invaluable tool. So TeachFX analyzes your lessons, looks at your recordings for the amount of teacher and student talk, the quality of the questions asked. It helps you to reflect objectively so that you're looking at truly how much talking was done by you, how much talking was done by students, and what kind of talk that was. Was it valuable talk? Was it academic talk? My favorite thing about TeachFX by far, though, is the reflection questions that are provided within the system. So once it analyzes your audio recording, it's going to take that and give you just snippets of it, snippets of the analysis, and then it's going to take it and say to you, okay, you see that this amount of time was spent by you talking as the teacher. Is this what you intended? Is this how you planned this lesson? If not, take some time, reflect, think through that. And added bonus, it's all connected to the research. So I'm really excited to continue with TeachFX and see the difference that it makes for student engagement, student learning, and teacher practice in our area.
All right, well, sounds like a pretty good program. I hope it's available where you are. Let's pause and reflect and take a moment to think about, can this help you with the biggest challenge in your class, which might be student talk versus teacher talk? How could you use it in the next lesson in the next coming week? And which students of yours could benefit? I know that I talk a lot in class, and it's because the students are quite shy in my classroom. So I'll have to hopefully use this tool and see if I can get the students to talk more. Let's see if it works. So jot down some ideas, and if you're taking this one tool at a time, this is the tool of the day. You can continue, of course, or you can stop and continue tomorrow. Tool 5 is CurryPod. CurryPod. This is the interactive features of CurryPod. Lesson integration tools. CurryPod fits easily into your existing lessons. We have a demo video also. You can add interactive elements to your Google Slides or PowerPoint. You can create polls quickly. to ask students questions during class. You can embed quizzes. Students respond through tracking. CurryPod saves all student answers automatically. And also the progress monitoring features, you can watch how your students improve over time. Let's watch a video of that.
How to use CurryPod's AI lesson generator. So to do this, you can either just press the Create Lesson button or go into a lesson. Here you get the choice of a blank lesson, that means do not use the lesson generator, or you can create a full lesson, a brain break, or an exit ticket, for example. So I want a full lesson, and let's say I'm working with 5th grade. I have some learning objectives and standards for the lesson. I'm pasting them in. They are for 5th grade reading. And I want the lesson to be about Matilda by Roald Dahl. And they're supposed to learn how to explain how an author uses reasons and evidence to support particular points in text and identifying which reasons and evidence support which point. So let's see. I press Do Magic and wait a little bit. Let's see what the AI generator spits out. So here it has created a full lesson for me. This is not necessarily something you do in one lesson. You can choose to include or exclude certain activities. You can delete them, you can edit them. It is started by creating a word cloud. In one word, describe Matilda. So this activity requires the students to have read parts of Matilda. Then it gives you some facts about Matilda, some concepts which will be important here. Then there is a poll, what makes Matilda a special character. It has created some different alternatives. We can, of course, edit them. Some fun facts. Then it has created 2 different drawing activities and an open-ended question. So this is a great way. If you don't like it and want to try again, you can just click Make a New Lesson. We can test the same thing with, let's say, an exit ticket. So I want to use the same learning standards, and I want the same topic, and it's supposed to be 5th grade, but let's just make an exit ticket. So I know I'm going to teach a class about Matilda. In Matilda, what evidence did the author use to support the idea that Miss Trunchbull was a cruel headmistress? It's a great exit ticket. So you can experiment with the AI generator and create beautiful interactive lessons. To create them in 5 minutes and use them in the lesson.
Great, how cool is that? Pretty amazing. So let's see if you want to pause and reflect on how CurryPod can help you with your biggest challenge in your classroom. Could you use this in your lesson next week? And which students might benefit from the approach? Of course, in your guide, you can write down your ideas. I'm just thinking, I like the way that it creates a PowerPoint with background photos. It keeps it a little bit more lively. Great, so pause and reflect, and you can always go on. There's a bonus tool for Parent Communication Next. You can watch it next, or you can wait until next time. This is the bonus tool, Otter AI Communication Tool. It has meeting transcription features, parent conference documentation. When you meet your parents, you can show them documentation. It also tracks goals. It helps you track goals you can set with students or parents. You can mark important points in conversations. There's historical review options. Also, look back at past conversations whenever needed. You can search for specific words or topics. And you can also analyze the data. Otter AI organizes all your transcripts by date, so it's all there. So let's watch a little video.
Otter AI Honest Review, watch before using. You can find the links to Otter AI in the description below. Otter AI is an advanced transcription tool designed to automatically convert voice conversations into accurate, easy-to-read text. It's especially useful for professionals who need to transcribe meetings, interviews, podcasts, or any kind of spoken content into text format. One of the main strengths of Otter AI is its real-time transcription feature, which allows users to follow conversations as they happen, making it ideal for business meetings, conferences, and lectures. Otter AI also offers collaborative features, allowing teams to share transcriptions, add comments, and edit them directly within the platform. For remote teams or those managing hybrid meetings, the integration with Zoom is incredibly helpful. You can use Otter to automatically transcribe Zoom meetings, which saves time for note-taking and ensures no important details are missed. Another great feature is speaker identification, which helps differentiate between multiple voices in the conversation, making it easier to follow who said what. The platform is built for a wide range of users, from journalists and students to businesses needing detailed records of meetings. While the free version offers substantial functionality, such as 300 minutes of transcription per month, the premium plan unlocks additional benefits like increased transcription limits, more integrations, and advanced editing options. If you're looking for a transcription tool that saves time, improves productivity, and offers seamless collaboration, Otter AI is a great option to consider. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more honest reviews.
All right, you can do that if you want, but right now, pause and reflect. Can Otter AI help you communicate with your parents better? Can this tool help you with the biggest classroom challenge that you have? And how could you use it in the next lesson? I guess this is a communication tool, so maybe your next parent-teacher conference. And which students might benefit? Maybe those who are a little bit problematic in your classroom. You can have that useful conversation with parents. All right, you can stop and reflect, write down some ideas in your guide, and continue on or continue on later. The rest of the presentation here is how to do certain things. So this one is, how do I implement all these tools? Well, I would do a step-by-step adoption. I recommend starting with just one or two of these tools. I gave you 5 plus a bonus, right? So rather than beginning with all 6 at once, begin with ClassPoint AI or MagicSchool AI for assessment, and then add others gradually as you get better. You can get better at using them, so you can just add on to your toolbox. You can try each tool for at least 3 weeks before adding another. This prevents being overwhelmed and gives you time to become comfortable with each system. The second point here is integration with existing curriculum. These tools work alongside your current teaching materials. You don't need to change your curriculum. For example, Conker AI use Conker AI to create supplementary practice based on your textbook content. Teacher FX Analytics monitors participation during your regular lessons, so you don't have to change anything. CurePod Interactive adds engagement to lessons that you've already prepared. So you can use those tools as a one-off or for your whole lesson. The third thing here is teacher training requirements. Each tool includes basic training videos that take about 30 minutes to watch. I provided monthly workshop sessions for teachers who want more support. If you want, you can ask me for more support during this time. Also, MagicSchool AI and Otter AI are most straightforward to learn. while the teacher FX analytics might require more training time to understand the data it provides. So you can go all in on the data, or you can take it step by step and see how you like it. The fourth thing here is student onboarding process. Students typically need one class period to learn how to use these tools, and most students find them intuitive. Create simple instruction cards for each tool that students can reference. For younger students, start with QueryPod Interactive, which has the simplest interface. So if you're just getting started, QueryPod is probably the most interactive for younger students. And the last point here is the technical requirements. All tools work on standard computers, tablets, and smartphones. They require internet connection and basic web browsers. ClassPoint AI and Conker AI need microphones for voice features, and your existing classroom technologies should be sufficient, but I recommend checking with your internet if your internet supports multiple students using these tools at once. Otherwise, it's going to be super slow. All right, so in this subsection, pause and reflect. How can you implement these tools? Taking all the 6 tools here, which tool is the one that could help you with your biggest classroom challenge? QueryPod maybe, or if it's about speaking, then you can pick another one. How can you use it in your lesson in the coming week? It's already planned, but how can you integrate one of these tools? Maybe to help you, you can have a student or a group of students in mind that might benefit the most from this approach, and start from there. All right, so you can pause, write down your ideas, you can continue later. How do I analyze data and reports? Well, you can understand the metrics. Each AI tool measures students' performance in different ways. MagicSchool AI shows percentage scores and mastery levels, while ClassPoint AI tracks response time and accuracy. Don't worry about complex statistics. The system provides simple explanations of what each number means and what is considered good progress. What about interpreting the progress reports? The AI tools create easy-to-read reports that show students' growth. Look for color coding. Green usually means good progress, yellow means some concern, and red indicates needs attention. Focus on patterns rather than individual scores. Is a student improving over time? What does the pattern show you? Are they struggling with specific types of questions? The third is tracking longitudinal growth. These systems save data throughout the school year, so allowing you to see how students progress and improve over months. You can compare September performance to December and April results. This long-term view helps you see the gradual improvements that might not be obvious in day-to-day teaching. The fourth item here is the creating student-friendly visualizations. All these tools can generate simple charts and graphs for parent meetings. You can show bar graphs, charts, progress, line graphs that show improvement, or simple percentage displays. These visual elements help parents understand their child's progress without educational jargon. And the last item here is data-driven decision making. Use information from these tools to guide your teaching decisions. If data shows most students struggle with a concept, you might reteach it differently. If certain students need extra help, You can form small groups based on the data. And the goal isn't just collecting information, but using it to improve your teaching. Everyone can look at the data and improve students and their own teaching. So, stop and reflect. How could these tools help you now with your biggest classroom challenges? How could you use it in your next lesson next week? And which students might benefit from you just taking a look at a tool and seeing if it applies to them? So, of course, jot it down. You can continue or continue later. Next question, how do I apply best practices? Any tips? Yeah, of course. You can look at the tool selection criteria. Choose tools that match your specific needs and teaching style. Consider your students' ages, technical skills, and learning goals. Start with tools that solve your biggest challenges. If assessment takes too much time, prioritize MagicSchool AI. If student participation is uneven, try TeacherFX Analytics first. Remember that simpler tools often lead to quicker success. Implementation timeline. Plan for a full semester to fully integrate these tools. The first month focuses on learning the basics, the second month on regular classroom use, and the third month on analyzing the data. Be patient with yourself and your students during the learning process. Most teachers report feeling comfortable with the tools after about 6 or 8 weeks of regular use. The third item, common challenges and solutions. Many teachers struggle with internet reliability. Keep backup paper options ready just in case. Students' login problems can be reduced by using QR code access. Time management is another common issue. Start with short 5-minute activities until everyone is comfortable with the tools. Remember that technical problems are normal at first and typically decrease over time. Success metrics. How will you know if these tools are working? Look for increased student engagement, more balanced classroom participation, time saved on assessment creation, and improved understanding of student progress. This is what I want you to look for in your classroom and express in our meetings. You can survey your students about your experience and their experience with the tools. And the most important measure of success is whether the tools help you teach more effectively. Which brings us to the last point, professional development resources. I offer monthly online workshops for each tool, so the AI tools themselves include built-in tutorials and help sections. Your school technology team provides one-to-one support by appointment. So you can avail of that, or you can ask me. Additionally, we've created an online community where teachers can share tips and success stories with these tools. So, again, pause and reflect. Which tool is most helpful for you? You know what to do. You just think about how you're going to apply these things in your classroom, how it's going to help you. So pause, write, continue if you'd like, or I'll see you next time. How do you talk with your parents? Well, your progress report templates can help you. The AI systems offer ready-to-use templates for sharing student information with parents. You can use MagicSchool or Auto AI. They have especially parent-friendly formats that avoid educational jargon. Conference preparation tools. Before parent meetings, use these tools to gather all relevant student data in one place. You can prepare specific examples of student work The data visualization methods show parents clear and visual representations of their child's progress. The growth tracking presentations create simple slideshows showing how a student has improved over time, include before and after examples. Parents appreciate seeing concrete evidence. And the last is communication best practice. Start with positive observations, use specific examples, avoid comparing students to other classmates, focus on growth and the next steps, and remember that educational terms familiar to you might be confusing to parents. These AI tools help translate teacher language into parent-friendly explanations, so that's great. How are you going to talk to your parents then? Let's think about it. You can pause, think about how you can use these tools to talk to parents. If they're paying for school's tuition, then they really want to know if your student is progressing and how they can help you help the student better. So again, pause and reflect. Continue now or later. We talked a lot about AI and assessments. What is the future? Let's look ahead at where AI assessment is going and how we can prepare for these exciting changes. There's always a new AI system that's better at understanding students' writing and speaking. Soon, AI will be able to give detailed feedback on essays and presentations. Virtual reality assessments are starting to appear, allowing students to demonstrate skills in simulated environments. We're also seeing early versions of emotion recognition technology that can detect when students feel confused or frustrated. The second item, predictive developments. In a few years, AI assessments will likely become more personalized and adaptive. Tests will automatically adjust difficulty based on student responses. AI tutors will work alongside human teachers to provide extra help when needed. Translation features will improve support for language learners, and most importantly, these tools will become easier to use, requiring less technical knowledge from teachers. The third item, integration possibilities. Future systems will connect more seamlessly with school data systems. All assessment information will be available in one place rather than separate platforms. AI tools will work together with existing textbooks and curriculum materials. We can expect better connection between classroom activities and homework support, creating a more complete picture of student learning. The fourth item is preparing for challenges. Stay flexible and open to learning new approaches. Focus on understanding the basic principles of AI assessment rather than specific tools, as the tools will change. Keep asking how new technology can solve real problems in your classroom rather than using technology for its own sake. And remember that your professional judgment remains essential. You are the teacher running your class. AI is a tool to support your teaching, not replace it. And the last point, strategic planning considerations. Schools should budget for regular technology updates and training. Consider forming a teacher committee to formulate new AI tools. Plan for gradual implementation rather than sudden changes. And think about equity issues, ensuring all students benefit from these technologies. Most importantly, keep students' learning needs at the center of all technology decisions. That's a lot of information there on the future. So let's pause and reflect. What kind of teacher are you going to be in the future? How are you going to take these tools and make the biggest classroom challenge that you have right now seem small? How can you use it in the next lesson that you have? Next week, next month, a couple of weeks? Again, focus on the students that you want to help. Pause and reflect, and continue when you need to. The last point here is your guide. We've covered so much today, more than the other mini webinars, but I think it's worth it for you to start looking at tools and getting used to them. Let's make sure you have everything you need to take action with these assessment tools. Download your guide that shows exactly what to do. Begin with just one tool. We recommend, I recommend Magic AI for most teachers. Make sure your classroom devices are charged and connected to the internet, of course, and schedule 30 minutes this week to watch the basic training video of the AI that you choose to focus on. Try creating one simple assessment before using it with students. Remember, this mini webinar is focusing on assessments, so let's try to use assessments this week. Our resource guide for mini webinar 3 assessments has everything you need in one place. This downloadable PDF includes tutorial videos, sample assessments, and troubleshooting tips. You'll find step-by-step guides through the tools, and you can also search YouTube for more in-depth examples and explanations. Support contact also. You're not alone in this journey. Email our tech support team, which is me. Our AI support hotline is available during normal business hours, and I'll try to answer as many questions as you have as soon as possible, because I'm also teaching this week as well. Lots of things going on this week. Think about our professional learning community, the CEP. We also have an online discussion board where students share tips, which is on Facebook. So for those wanting more, we offer a certification program that counts toward professional development hours. That actually is coming up. I cannot give you professional development hour credits, but I can certainly give you a certificate for completing and showing that you have completed something and that you learned something. The next steps after today: choose one tool to try first, schedule time this week to explore it, plan to use it with students within the next couple weeks, even if it's just a simple activity. Share your experiences at our next meeting, which is coming up soon in a couple weeks. And remember that becoming comfortable with these tools takes time. Start small and build gradually. Please download the research guide today, and don't hesitate to reach out with any questions as you begin implementing these powerful AI assessment tools in your classroom. Thank you again. Let us know what your comments are. Which one AI tool would you like to explore next? Don't forget to follow, and if you found this webinar helpful, please share it with your fellow teachers who's curious about AI. See you in our live Q&A. Submit your questions in advance so I can tailor the session to your classroom needs, and who knows, maybe you are going to end up teaching others too. Thanks for joining, and happy teaching.